Hi, I'm Harry.
And I'm Ralph.
And today we're going to talk about a Jake Kasdan film called Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle.
It's a comedy, and it's kind of a film about video games. There's not that many of them, and not very many good ones.
This film stars a high school kid called Spencer Gilpin, played by Alex Wolff, who, in high school, he's this goofy nerd who is obsessed with video games, and he's afraid of everything he encounters.
Yeah, he's good at playing a scared person because he is also the main character in Hereditary, a much scarier film. But this film is pretty funny. I think that especially if you play video games, there's some good humor in there, like the NPCs kind of talking funny and other things that I think people who play video games will appreciate more than people who don't, perhaps.
What makes this movie very interesting to see is that these celebrities who we all know and love are played by these kids in high school who have very different personalities. Spencer, our main character, who's the goofy nerd, afraid of everything, becomes The Rock, also known as Bravestone, this mighty hero who's fearless and has incredible strength and climbing abilities and can do just about anything.
I felt like they kind of lost most of their character as the film went along. Seemed like everyone's kind of adjusting to being in the game at the very start, but by the end of the film it seemed like they had just kind of fallen into their roles as actors more so than characters. So I think the ending of the game was a little bit satisfying, but there were no real major plot twists or anything that was that emotional.
What I thought had a lot of heart to it was when these kids were in high school, they were very different people, very different personalities, for the most part had nothing to do with each other. But they got sucked into this game together, which forced them to work together, to embrace their characters.
Yeah, I think that the movie was pretty funny, although there were a couple jokes that I thought started getting old after a little bit of repetition, like the non-player characters speaking like robots. I also thought that it was a little bit hard to feel emotionally invested in the action scene, since they're in a video game, they have multiple lives, and nothing really looks real, it just kind of looks like CGI. So I did feel like it was a little bit hard to get invested, but, I think casual moviegoers probably won't mind that too much. So, what do you think you'd give Jumanji out of 10?
I'm gonna give this movie an 8 out of 10.
Wow, that's high praise. I think I'm gonna give Jumanji a 6 out of 10. I think it's a really funny movie, but it didn't seem like it had that much that really got me invested in it. I wasn't emotionally involved with the characters, and there was nothing that really surprised or amazed me, but it did make me laugh a couple times, and I think that as a comedy, that's really what it's trying to do.
The funniest part, I thought, was when the cheerleader became Jack Black.
Don't look at it! No! I'm an overweight middle-aged man.
That was pretty good, especially at the beginning. So our average between a 6 and an 8 would be a 7 out of 10 from Bernhardt Reviews.
Sounds good.
See ya.
Stay cool.